Broadcasting from the Merritt Hall Studios out of Carson City, Nevada. You're listening to Covering the Field with Big Richard Martin, Gator Gates, and Joe the Answer Ellison.
Well, today is July 13th, 2023.
July 13th.
Welcome to the Slow Joe Show, because it's the slowest week in sports right now. We're in the middle of the All-Star break. There's no basketball. There's no football. There's no college football.
We had an All-Star game. Does that count?
We have a tennis with some grass. I mean, I think that's what we got going on, but it's the slowest week in sports. Can we agree to this, fellas?
No, that's why every radio host is now taking this week off. Like, this is the week to take off for vacation.
Well, everybody's off but us, because we're still here. We're still producing because we are the champs. And I'm telling you right now, this is Covering the Field with your host, Joe the Answer Ellis, Gator Gates, Corky Cornelius, our producer, and you have Big Richard Martin. I'm going to kick it over to our host right now. Take it away, Joe.
I got to tell you, there's a lot of things going on in the world of sports. I can't disagree with you.
Name five.
More.
Name five right now.
I need to
give me five right now.
You need to listen. You need to listen.
You name five right now without even looking at your notes.
Golf, tennis, baseball.
I need a couple of three.
You guys are missing the big one.
That's three.
You guys are missing the big one.
Oh, there's pickleball.
No.
Can we get 2 cups of coffee, please?
I need 2 cups.
You guys are missing the big one.
Coming up.
Coming up.
There is a championship game.
You have to get ready for this.
Oh, I think soccer was going on. Soccer was good.
There's a championship game this week.
Some soccer.
Okay.
Mexico and Panama.
Oh.
SRX was on there.
Ouch. Are we leading into something? It was USA versus Panama.
Yeah,
great game last night.
We don't want to ruin that.
By the way, USA lost. I just ruined it.
Yeah. I think we all know that.
There could be a You Got Host story behind that.
I'm sure there is.
Well, entire USA nation.
But you got to start with baseball, right?
Absolutely.
It's the last day of the All-Star break. Tomorrow we get back to live action.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah. So when we went into the break, who are the hottest teams there, Gator?
Okay, well, we have Atlanta and Boston both at 8-2. They were the hottest. And then we have 4 teams that are 7-3. That would be Seattle, Cincinnati, Milwaukee, and the Dodgers.
Eli De La Cruz.
Mm-hmm.
Atlanta's
Boston, who Joe the Answer said has no shot of making the playoffs with their 8-3.
I said they were my team. Boston and St. Louis were my teams that had no shot.
Hey, Gator,
we're going to come back and make it into the playoffs.
Gator, by the way, why was Eli De La Cruz not invited to the All-Star game? This dude had a fantastic, 26 games? Like,
besides Ohtani, he's like the best thing going for baseball.
Well, I think you'd have to ask the voters on that one.
And they should have got him in.
What about the voters? Don't put the subs in.
When the voters have been, putting down Willie Mays and Babe Ruth,
the starters,
yes,
that's it.
I mean, come on, man.
He just didn't play.
This dude is the hottest guy in baseball.
He didn't play enough
next
games.
to Ohtani.
What is his record? He's like 27-4 or something. Says he's become on maybe 14 or something. Amazing record since he's been on. He came up in May.
I'm sorry.
You got more games. He's in.
How exciting would the game have been? Because Ohtani was number one.
He hit for the cycle. He stole home. He
stole 2 bases home in 1 pitch.
I know.
That was
awesome. With a bat flip against.
I'm sorry.
Nest.
You got to put him in.
You got to
put him in. You got to find a spot for him somewhere, because that's a seller for the All-Star game.
He should have been on the home run derby. Let's talk about baseball.
All right, let's go. Let's talk about baseball. We segue.
Well, Atlanta's the team, obviously, right now. And
all they do is hit home runs.
They passed Tampa Bay for the best record.
And steal bases.
Home runs, 169. That's a record for the halfway point.
Wow.
Minnesota hit 307 in 2019. I think they break that record.
And I quote Norm Macdonald in Dirty Work, the movie, ridiculous.
Well, you think the pitch count has something to do with that?
I guess
home runs, I would say negative.
Not really, but
no, they're just
stolen bases. Yes, stolen bases. Yes, home runs. I mean, they're smacking the ball in Atlanta. Just give them some credit. Give them some credit.
They've gone 26 straight games with hitting a home run. That's hard to believe. And but the record's 31. That was also in 2019 Yankees. So 2019 must have been the home run year, because that's where the records are. So who went into the break the coldest there, Gator?
The Angels.
Yes.
Which is amazing to me, but they were 1-9 and they're 0-5 in their last 5, so they're still on the losing streak.
So Ohtani's not going to make it to be an Angel next year. He's either going to the Yankees or the Dodgers. What do you guys think?
It sounds like Yankees, from what I hear. Even though
He loves the Pacific Coast.
I know.
He's staying. Could he go to the Giants?
No.
There'd be a way.
The Giants don't pay.
I think Seattle has a better chance than the Giants.
Nope.
do.
Seattle has no chance.
I would love to see him in Seattle.
Oh, Julio Rodriguez
Who was the
and
best?
Ohtani?
Who
That
was the
would be
best
great.
Japanese player in Seattle
But he-
history?
Ichiro.
Why can't you just put Ohtani there?
Why can't
Have
you?
two trophies.
Because he can't make his own.
And
trade.
you have those young pitchers, right? You have
There you go.
Kirby,
Good job.
you have young pitching staff. Julio Rodriguez is a stud.
Well,
Would you trade Julio Rodriguez? for-
No.
No,
No.
no,
And a
Because you
pitcher.
need both.
no.
Why get a pitcher and a home run derby champion?
You
home
need them
run-
both, Big Rich. You need them both.
Okay. But I would trade him if I had my choice.
You would give
Ohtani.
up Rodriguez for
Ohtani for
Ohtani.
Rodriguez.
Yeah.
So now
Absolutely.
are
Yeah,
they stuck in a spot with no other help to help them?
You get a
And
pitcher and
You got to
I
give
can
up.
do it. I'm sorry. I gotta disagree on that one. I gotta hit the buzzer.
No.
It just hit the
He's
buzzer.
still saying yes,
Wow.
though.
The
Yeah,
buzzer.
still,
wants to-
He's
still smiling.
still going to see
It was an eighth bobblehead for all you listeners out there.
Well, he's not going to the A's. I guarantee you that. I don't care how much he shakes his head. He's not going to the A's.
So they might be cold, but how about Tampa Bay? They're pretty darn cold too. Didn't they lose like 7 straight?
They lost every game in July except for their last one.
Yeah, they were they're 1-7 in their last 8. So you guys are right, except for their last game. These guys are all 3-7. Tampa Bay's 3-7 in their last 10. White Sox 3-7.
Texas, you mean?
Texas
White
as well.
Sox? Yeah.
Tampa Bay, White Sox, Kansas City, Texas, Pittsburgh, and Colorado.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna assume that Houston's hot.
No.
They're in the middle.
No, they're not hot. 6-4.
Well, that's warm.
Texas still has a chance for that division, man.
Well, they might be cold, but Tampa Bay still leads the league in run differential. They're still the best team as far as runs. Texas right behind them, and Atlanta. Those are the top 3, and then the Dodgers and Houston and Baltimore. So
Baltimore's
What about
great
the
right
Reds?
now.
Is anybody talking about the Reds? I mean,
I don't know. You need to talk about the Reds. Because then
division leading Reds.
Milwaukee-
Last year they were last place in the All-Star break. This year they're first place.
Milwaukee and Reds are battling right now. I can't not wait to see the rest of that division going forward.
But they play each other this week.
Great.
Tomorrow. You'll see it tomorrow.
Bring it on.
Let's
well,
go Cincinnati.
I suppose we should review this week's All-Star festivities.
Yes,
From
the only
Seattle.
sports that was going
Guerrero
on.
Jr. won the home run derby
So
and National League won. There, good
Yeah.
review.
What happened in
Hey,
the
those were the 2 I picked.
home run derby?
Well, I think we actually did tell everybody
Thank
today. Vladdy said he was going to, after 2019, come in second. Has a little bit more experience. He took out the
No.
polar bear. I thought he did great. I bet on him. He hit that.
We hit
We hit it too, bro.
Yeah.
Guerrero.
I think we're on that show.
Mhm.
Guerrero Jr.
Well, he kind of deserves one. He hit 91 in 2019 and he lost. So
Yeah.
he
So-
got hosed on that deal.
Julio Rodriguez hit 41 in the first round and then lost.
Fizzled
That's
out.
what we were thinking.
Oh,
That's what I was
fizzled out.
thinking.
Can't hit him. You got to save yourself.
Yeah.
Lad and his dad apparently have won it now.
That's
so,
true.
Yeah.
So it's good for him.
That's a great stat right there.
Yes. Plus 450 on Guerrero and the exacta Guerrero to beat Randy Arozarena 20-1.
Yeah.
You had that. So good luck. good
Yeah,
luck picking
I'm
that
not sure
up.
if you did, yeah.
But we did have it narrowed down to 3 guys.
Yes.
Well, Pete Alonso, Julio Rodriguez, Vladimir Guerrero.
Right.
You had to pick one of those 3, and
Well,
you
here
guys
on-
did. And
Here on CTF, we took Guerrero Jr., so
I took Alonso. I didn't make it. He lost in the first round.
it's all right. We got your back, Joe.
Yeah,
Me and Big
you guys nailed it. And it was neat watching Baltimore's Adley Rutschman. He switch hit in the. Did you see that?
Oh,
He's a switch hitter.
he,
Excuse me, the effing home run derby.
God,
So
you're
during, like-
that is an FCC violation. Joseph, you are just costing us a lot of money.
That's the first time I've ever done that. And now you make it seem like we're just sitting there at the bar having a good old chat, but we're not.
So was he back? So was he going each way? Because I only
Yeah,
watched
yeah.
my guy. So he like every other pitch he switched, or
No,
like,
he had a bunch of them right-handed, and then he switched to the other side and hit a few left-handed.
all right, well, that's
Which was
great.
cool because you know what? He's an exciting young player.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So let's keep an eye on him going forward.
he's making a name for himself.
Absolutely, he
It's
is.
good for him. As for the 93rd All-Star game itself, the third one played in Seattle. It was kind of weird. That's only the second one in the last 8 years to be played in an American League ballpark.
That is
I thought they
strange.
were supposed to switch off back and forth.
You'd think they would, but I think it goes by the newer stadiums. They want to give the newer stadiums a chance. So, if you have a new stadium, they usually give you an all-star.
Well, the A's have no chance then of ever getting one.
Well, they will when they become the Las Vegas A's. We'll see definitely an all-star game.
We're a number of years away from that.
We'll see an all-star game within the first 3 years?
Absolutely.
Probably.
First year
Probably.
Oh, first year? Yeah, I agree.
First 3 years.
Because it's not going to open till 2028. So, the first all-star game that they have will be the first time that they open.
Absolutely.
Why not that very first year?
Absolutely. 2028.
I love it. Sounds great. So how about the game? How'd that go?
Well, the National League says enough is enough. You guys have been beating us for 9 years. That's enough. That's the second longest drought in all-star history. And the National League had 11-game streak. I'm sure you got some information.
That was we went over that last week. I think maybe not. Maybe that was a little before.
Right, but the National League won 11 in a row
in
the 90s when they were dominating. But right now, the National League says enough's enough.
Yep.
Elias Diaz, MVP. I wonder what the odds were for that.
Didn't he come off the bench?
Well, yes, he's a
He
Rocky.
came off
He
the
had to
bench?
play because you had to put somebody from the Rockies in there.
He was
They
the,
put their
off the bench.
32-year-old catcher.
he was the third catcher.
Good for him, man. Came off the bench, hit the home run.
Game-winning home run.
Yeah, I mean,
So I'll give you guys a
MVP.
sink or swim. He is the first catcher to win the MVP in the All-Star game since Brian McKinnon in 2010.
I want to say,
Sink or swim.
Jeez. I don't even remember
catcher.
Brian McCann winning
The
it.
only catcher I can remember would be the Mets catcher.
I want to say Buster Posey did
I'm
it.
going to say swim just because I
gonna
have
say
no
sink.
idea.
I'm going to say sink.
You're swimming because you don't like to sink. You're saying sink because you don't like to swim.
I'm saying sink.
Or
because
Cornelius, what do you
I'm
have?
going with Buster Posey. He did it.
It was actually McCann in 2010 was the last one.
Oh, I got it.
So Joe, the answer was right again.
Pure guess.
So it was the first time that there were 5 teams that didn't have an MVP winner. Now there's only 4. Can you guys name some of the teams?
No.
You think that doesn't have a winner, MVP winner
Oh, God.
in the All-Star game? Can you guys name maybe
Oh,
one?
the Marlins, I would say, because they're
Marlins.
pretty new. Rockies.
Rockies just won. So
Diamondbacks.
Diamondbacks, correct. Good job. That's one.
Minnesota.
Minnesota's had somebody
I'm
back in
going
the
for the
day.
new teams.
Okay, I'm going to
Well,
tell
I
you.
got
'cause
one.
we're
What do you guys got? I did my job
Okay,
already.
you got one. How about the Detroit Tigers have never had it?
Oh,
that makes
uh,
sense.
And what about the Chicago White Sox?
That's amazing.
But the one that no one would ever guess, the St. Louis Cardinals. have
Oh,
never
that's
had an
unbelievable.
MVP.
See, that's surprising because
That's
you know what? All the
unbelievable.
players that go through St. Louis, I mean,
Yes.
Stan Musial,
Yeah.
wow.
Mark McGuire.
Mark McGuire.
Oh, my God. We
That's
could go on and
amazing.
on.
We could go on and on,
Yes.
but we won't.
Lou Brock. Ozzie Smith. It doesn't matter. They
But
don't
the thing
have.
is, he hit it off Batista, and he had a 1.07 ERA, and with 2 strikes, which he hit his home run with 2 strikes,
Yeah.
his ERA was 0.83 with 2 strikes, and
Yep.
he was
That's
just amazing.
That's
He
amazing.
had he had averaging 87 strikeouts with 2 strikes or something like that. He had 87 strikeouts with 2 strikes. And hey,
That's awesome.
Hey, he had a puncher's chance. He definitely got a split ball and he took it deep. It was a great job, and it's good to see, somebody that probably wouldn't even imagine being in the
No.
All-Star game. win
Pinch
MVP.
hitter in the game winning.
Nobody knows who
MVP.
he is. Yep.
That's fantastic.
He's
Great
got over 300 for the Rockies. He definitely deserved to be there, but
Oh, he definitely doesn't know. Nobody knows
He
who he
takes-
is. He's playing for the
He
Rockies.
takes advantage of that ballpark. That's how
So he
he's
definitely-
batting 300.
he took advantage of the Seattle ballpark this week because he definitely won the game and got an MVP trophy. So that's awesome.
And Luis Rice saw 2 pitches, got 2 hits. So
Does that go against his batting average?
No, it doesn't.
It does not.
No, it does not.
No, it
Also,
doesn't
games
hurt
not
that
count.
much.
But you know what
You're
was
right.
disappointing though, which everybody came to see. I mean, everybody came to see Otani, and he struck out.
Yeah, sure did.
And that was
Very disappointing.
a little
Cost them the
disappointing
game.
fans.
And
Yeah.
if he hits a home run, they don't lose.
Well, Joe, you were all over the under. You were
Yep.
all over the under 7.5, I think it was.
Yeah, I was thinking to be 8. I haven't seen one so low, but
Well,
It
this
went
is
under
the
it.
thing that's surprising is like, at every starting pitcher, they say the first inning's the hardest, then you get your groove. So you think there'll be advantage to the batters. But it seems like, you said it's been under 7 for how many straight years?
it was 11 out of 13, so 8 or less.
Yeah.
So
So definitely the pitchers have the advantage
12
in
out
the
of
All-Star
8
game.
or less.
Good defense in the game though. I mean, in the first inning, we got 2 outstanding catches from the right fielder
Oh,
and
yeah.
left
Wow,
fielder.
that was amazing.
So, I mean, that's probably
They're
set the tone.
all-stars. They're supposed to catch.
and they were home runs.
They might be there for their bat.
Well,
No, those guys were amazing.
it was a great job.
It was exciting.
So was it a great game? Was it fun? Was it exciting? Were you bored?
It wasn't very exciting.
It was terrible. I felt it was very boring.
Yes. They only scored like in 3 half innings. So it's like the rest of the time.
Well, I guarantee you, I thought the home run derby was way more exciting.
Oh, the home run derby was fantastic. So, but I will say the baseball all-star game is the most exciting all-star game, or, basketball, hockey.
Major sports.
Yeah.
Well, they play by the real rules.
But the uniforms, please fix them. I don't know what you guys are doing with the uniforms, but that looks ugly.
I thought it was the Mud Hens from the 1989 Boston Robins.
I thought it was raining because everybody's covered in mud.
I know. It was.
Come on, guys, fix the uniforms.
They're all-stars, for God's sakes.
Some quick stats about the game. Atlanta had 8 players that tied a record.
Did they all hit home run?
No.
Oh,
that's definitely went under.
But they deserved 8 guys, I guess.
It was under 8 there, Corky.
Let's see. There were a pair of rookies to start an all-star game. Corbin Carroll and Josh Johnson.
The wrong rookie wasn't in there.
Mike Trout, 11th. Clayton Kershaw, 10th. But they didn't play in their all-star game. But
Corbin's having a great season for Arizona.
So I guess you could say the road teams, and now that we're playing all these games in National League parks, road teams are 7-1 lately in the All-Star game also. So
something to look at.
There you
Something
go.
to look at next year, guys. Keep that mark down.
Boy, keep those tracks down for the All-Star game.
Okay,
That's
so
very exciting.
I'm going to call this. Are you got any more baseball stuff?
Well, I was just going to say one thing I thought was a little overboard was these microphones on the players, man.
They were nonstop.
TV announcers, they're talking to that pitcher, Nathan Eovaldi. He's trying to concentrate and throwing pitchers, and they're asking about his catcher being his catcher on the field, and he's got like 5 guys behind him, Texas guys, and I mean that was crazy. I thought.
You know what, Joe? I will tolerate it during the All-Star game.
Okay,
during the regular season, I don't want to see it. But during the All-Star game, it's a special game.
Hey, how would you like it if he says, I'm going to get my high heater at 99 and just strike him out? I would like that.
I don't mind it during the All-Star game. So you know what?
Here comes the curveball. Here comes the Uncle Charlie.
I love that. You're asking the outfielder what he thinks about some food plate. He's trying to make an outstanding.
You have great-looking hair. Look at your great-looking hair. No one cares about your
during the All-Star game, I don't care. It's for the fans.
Okay, I agree. Right. But take it off during the regular season.
Oh, please take it off during the regular season. It's ridiculous.
Come on, El.
Norm McDonald says it's ridiculous.
Well, let's
not rest his soul.
Let's say the guy batting hit the ball and hits the pitcher. That would be an interesting sound. Let's say cracked him right in the head. That'd be pretty wild sound.
The All-Star game is for the fans.
Hey, why don't we do that in hockey? Just have the goalie be mic'd up. How about that?
Have enough time to hit that button fast enough.
Okay. But hey, I'm going to give you this section. It's called Care to Dare section. Last year, 2 teams were in first place, 2022 All-Star game. Minnesota was 50-44. Milwaukee was 50-43, but failed to make the playoffs. Do you guys care to dare a team that's in first place right now who won't make the playoffs? You guys care to dare?
I'm gonna care to dare.
Yeah.
Because Cincinnati's in first place, and as much as I love Eli De La Cruz, Cincinnati will not get first place.
I'm going straight to the Central, either AL or NL Central. Whoever's leading those, and you say Cincinnati, and whoever's leading the AL Central.
You say the Central. Cleveland's up right now.
Yeah, they're not going to make it.
Gator is Cleveland in first right now.
Cleveland,
yes, by half
a game. So they're both.
Yeah,
I got another care to dare.
The Ohio teams.
Dodgers are Arizona's in first. They will not be in first by the end of the year. They're tied. Good. Thank you, Gator. It won't be Arizona. It won't be the Dodgers. It'll be the Giants. I'm out.
Yeah, you're out.
But they can still make it.
I'm sneaking that one in, okay?
So you know what the Giants' record were last year at the All-Star? 48-40, exactly where they're at right now, and they're probably looking at the same future. But I do have a ticket on the Giants to win that West, and I would hope so because, of course, I have a ticket on it. But I'm a Dodger fan, so I will say the Dodgers. Hold on, even though their pitching is very.
They just signed a new pitcher. I don't recall his name.
Dodgers? Yeah, DJ Ugalele that they signed from. They did. They signed him and during the draft, the quarterback that was in Clemson, and now he's at.
They just traded for a guy from Milwaukee.
Okay, that's who I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about him.
I can tell you why, because that reliever Daniel Hudson just got put on the 60-day DL. They need another pitcher, and he has an MCL tear. And they got a pitcher from Milwaukee.
They already got four of their starters right now are from the AAA Albuquerque team. So
okay, so it was right-handed pitcher Tyson Miller.
There you go.
That's who it was.
Okay. Who was not at the All-Star game.
In exchange for cash
Cash.
considerations.
That's
You're not
very promising.
You get all the Dodger Dog sales from here on out. The rest of the
You can
year.
have all the pretzels and hot dogs you want. You're not worth a player or a draft pick.
So
Okay.
that's somebody that you're not getting nobody for just in cash.
Anyways.
Probably not going to make a difference. But all right.
Here we
He
go.
did make a
Some
Wow.
quick news from last week. Detroit threw a combined no-hitter against
amazing.
Toronto Saturday. You would think it would be the other way around.
You know what?
Toronto
That shit
did
is
it.
good. Gator, if you had that day, you said somebody would throw a no-hitter, would you be able to cash your ticket?
On that day.
They said there would be a no-hitter thrown that day.
Yeah.
If you had that no-hitter,
last-
yes or no, it's probably 10 to 1 odds, probably more than that.
Yeah, you can cash them.
You would cash that even if it's a combined no-hitter.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Because the question, depending on it also depends on what sports books you go to. But the question goes, is there going to be a no hitter today?
Okay.
Then you just wait for the last game to end.
And if you don't
punch
get
it.
paid, you sit there and handcuff yourself to the chair until they pay you.
But yeah,
Well, I wouldn't recommend that because
that happened
you'd
during the
probably
Super Bowl.
lose.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the 20th combined no-hitter in baseball history.
All right.
Throwing that one the Yankee guy did, that perfect game. That's 2 no-hitters already this season. So we're on board for more. Philadelphia's 13-game road winning streak just ended, if you were betting that. Other injuries, Jose Altuve, he just got off the list. He's back on it again. And Jordan Alvarez is still out for Houston.
Yeah, don't believe you.
Yeah, they're not going on full cylinders right now. That's for sure.
Yeah, and they're playing LA too, so maybe that would help them.
Okay. Shohei leading the league with 32 home runs. My A guy, Matt Olson, on the Braves with 29.
Yes.
And pitching
Hit
wins is
212.
yeah, that's about good enough. I'll take him. That's better than the A's average, which is 217 right there. And,
212 is not better than 217.
oh, you said 212? I thought you
But
said
it might be higher.
222.
It might be higher. It might be higher. It's
A's
probably
might
similar.
have been less now. I don't know. But Steve
Probably.
McClanahan, who's been hurt, he's leading the league in wins, pitching 11 with Strider. Spencer Strider's got 11, and Zach Allen's got 11. So thanks to Rockin, Ronnie McKinnon, and Butch the Butcher Roberts for
Nice
most
job,
of the
guys.
stats and news.
Thank you,
Ronnie.
guys.
Yeah.
Thank you, Butch.
So Gator, it's time to switch over to NASCAR.
Okay.
And I think, Rich, I believe you watched the race too. But
Well, I
What
watched
happened last
I
Sunday?
watched what was left of it. I mean, it was the Atlanta 500, but it was
400.
no, yeah, it was the
Atlanta?
Atlanta 400, but
Yeah.
it was Atlanta until the rain comes, rainstorm. I guess that's how we do NASCAR the last 2 weeks. Come on, NASCAR, you finally get the spotlight of the sports world, and you cancel 2 straight races before it was over. I mean, I still had my tickets. I still thought I had a chance. And all of a sudden, you guys shortened the Chicago one because due to darkness.
Mhm.
You shortened this one because we got a little bit of rain in Atlanta. And then the week before that, it was in Sonoma and everybody was drinking wine. No one really cared. So, I mean, if you had 3 weeks, you could have done something in the sports world when nothing's going on. I don't understand NASCAR. Let's go on to the Crayola 300.
They did do it at night. I think that's a factor. If they had it done during the day, they would have got the whole race.
Why in the
It started
hell do
raining
you
late.
start the race at 5 o'clock when you can start it at 2? And if it rains, you clear the track and finish the
It was
race.
7 o'clock in Atlanta when they started that race.
That's ridiculous.
NASCAR, get your head out of your gas can. All right.
Okay.
Because that's just horrible. Horrible planning.
You got all day for the race.
We had nothing going on.
Nothing going on.
Well, we had a little bit of golf.
Yeah.
That was it on Sunday. All the baseball games
I'm
were
sorry.
over.
I need a cup of coffee.
Yeah. You want decaf or you want
Oh, no,
double
I-
Red Bull?
I need double Red Bull.
Okay.
I was watching the U.S. Women's Open. That's where I was at
Right.
in golf.
Well, rain didn't even matter during that. But anyway,
Pebble
let's go.
Beach, it was cool.
I'm sorry to get into Gator. Tell me what's going on in NASCAR.
Okay.
Well, Byron won at 14-1, double
Not bad.
digits again. Those are
Which
excellent.
we tell you, he's good. He has the best pit crew.
Chevy, I hit Chevy plus. It was 3-2.
Oh, nice
Plus
job.
1 in 50. But my
Nice.
driver, Kyle Larson, he was the second guy out. So and I know I could pick the manufacturers, but picking drivers are so.
Well, that'll cover your other bet because you got plus money on the manufacturer.
I just think that when you're doing this, I think that you should do matchups.
Yeah.
That's what I think. But that's
Parlay the matchups.
so.
Good choice.
But
Just-
on lap 185 with 75 laps to go, the race was stopped, like Big Richard was saying. But what was funny about that, guys, is that all those cars that were in the top 10 had to choose: are they going to come in because the rain was about 8 miles away, 6 miles away. About that time, they had decided.
Yeah, no one was watching the race. Everybody was watching the radar.
Yeah,
no one was even watching the race anymore. No one even cared that there was a NASCAR race going on because we were watching the rain.
All these cars pitted, and they left William Byron. He
didn't pit.
No, he didn't.
Well, even though he has the fastest pit crew, he says it's even faster. I just stay under.
He had a good team telling him, don't do it. Hold it out. Because, even the announcers are saying, you know what, at this point, I'm sure everybody's telling the drivers, go, 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 because this thing's going to get called.
Mm-hmm.
Don't stop. Don't pit. Just go. He went.
Now,
this is the race the next
But this is the part that
can't do
I
it.
like.
Why? Because it's NASCAR.
I like this
Talk
part
to them.
of the race. Because a lot of these sports are taking managers out of the game.
Well, that was definitely a manager's decision.
These are the manager's decision, and to me, I love it.
Can you bet on a manager, or can you bet on a race car? You can't bet on a manager.
So you can have rain tires on a street course, a road course, but you can't have rain tires on a oval.
So you can if you want. Well,
you want
you're going to go slow.
like
you're not going to go very fast. But you
Well,
can.
Would you say?
Can everybody have?
Would you say that he Belichicked?
Yes, I do. That's a great one. I like that. You sure did.
Unless it's lightning, they should just keep going. I don't care how much rain there is. Just keep going.
We all drive in the rain every day. Are we all drive in the rain every day? Seattle people
Not 180 miles per hour, big.
Well, you bring it down.
Let's bring it down a little bit.
Well, you guys, Chevy dominated. They got first through third because of all that. And,
they didn't pit.
And then Ford, that's right. And then Ford,
because they Belichicked it.
They Belichicked it. That's great. Let's see, where am I? Danny Hamlin. The biggest thing is Toyotas. The biggest thing is Toyotas. Denny Hamlin was the best Toyota. He finished 14th.
Nope.
He has not been doing well lately. I think
he did win tonight. The SRX started tonight, and he won tonight.
What do you think about that? The little Harvick when he did around the track, when he paced around the track with what's his name? I can't remember. I'm sorry, I can't remember your name. I watched it though. They did a little thing before the
match. You can't tell his name
before the match started. Yeah,
I don't know.
He drove number 2 because he's retiring, and that was his first course that he rode at.
Okay, that's
good. And then the other guy.
Could we just race the race instead of doing that bull before? Because I'm telling you right now, it cost us freaking at least 4 or 5 laps. By doing that,
cost me another edit. That comment just cost me another edit.
What next?
I agree. It was all ceremonial, though. Okay, he's
start the race at frickin' 2:00 and then dry the course. I mean, it's summertime.
Well, the more time you spend before, the rain's going to catch up.
Well, then if you start earlier, it started that late. All right. Anyway, we've had enough of that. No more edit.
Gator, what do you expect next Sunday in the Crayon 300 at
the Crayola?
Well,
Crayola.
Christopher Bell won last year, and the Toyota seems to be really good at this track.
Okay,
so I guess I'm going to go against that.
So why not? It would have worked last week.
It's a 1 mile oval track, correct?
Mile and a tenth.
Yeah, a little bit over a mile, correct? But they call it the Magic Mile. If you like to get your wife to watch with you, you can say it's the Magic Mike. Maybe she'll tune in for a little bit with you. But maybe not. But anyway, Chris Bell sees it the same way you do. I mean, I thought he definitely had the fastest car. 2 weeks ago in Chicago, definitely had the fastest car, and he got caught up in that bumper thing. Whenever the tire bumper, everybody
crashed into that.
Right,
that was fun.
So he would have won. He definitely had the fastest car there, and then he actually went up 19 spots in Atlanta. So he definitely has a good car, and Vegas sees it the same way I'm seeing it, and he's going off 5-1 to favored. Truex is 6.5. Denny Hamlin 6.5. Kyle Larson, your Chevy 8.
I'm going with Carlos.
I'm going to go with Chase. I'm going to go with Chase Elliott.
And you got William Byron and Kurt Busch at 10-1.
I'm taking
Kyle Busch. I'm going to go with Kyle Busch.
Good odds.
I'm going with Larson. I like Larson.
Let's watch the poll first, fellas. Let's see what everybody does on the poll. But
you don't get too excited. Big saying don't get too excited.
Yeah, but I kind of like,
it could rain.
You know what, guys? For all you listeners out there, we're going to post our picks for the NASCAR race on our Twitter. So check us out on Covering Field. Twitter.com @CoveringField. We're going to post our picks as soon as the pole position comes out.
But this week, it starts at 2:30 Eastern. So make sure we have plenty of time to finish this time. It doesn't matter if it rains, even though we will check the The national.
We'll give an update on our Twitter page at Covering Field, guys.
Okay.
We've been pretty hot on them.
All right. We'll have picks.
Especially the Gator.
All right. So Gator.
Yeah.
Tennis's third major. The Wimbledon Championships coming to a close.
Pretty exciting, if you ask me, Joe.
How exciting.
Long tennis.
Excellent.
Oh, the matches have been
Coffee,
amazing.
Excellent,
waitress, can I please get a double espresso? Go ahead.
That would be a strawberries and cream, actually.
Okay, that will be Sunday.
You Banks lost, man.
And a little champagne.
And
Chris Banks, not you Banks.
Chris Banks.
you
Banks.
Banks. Chris
Banks. Well, he banks, man. He banks. You Banks. What an exciting. Everybody thought it was going to be him, Djokovic, and they were going to battle it out, but he got took out.
Yeah, man, he's still young.
That's the best he's ever done in a
Yeah.
Oh, he did. He was unranked.
He's ranked 43rd.
43rd.
It was a good story. All the Americans are gone, unfortunately. So
what a story.
It was a good story. But now we have the men's semifinals tomorrow. Yannick Sinner against Novak Djokovic and Daniil Medvedev against Carlos Alcaraz. Seems kind of easy, but who you got?
Well, Joe, if we want to have a great final, I would have to go with Alcaraz and Djokovic.
Boy, I'm yawning at that. You know what I'm taking?
Incredible.
I'm taking the other two guys.
I don't know why you want to yawn.
Well, they're
at
not.
that.
One's a guy, one's a girl. So I mean,
Everybody.
Why
So I'm way off.
why would you yawn at that?
Because you know what? Because everybody in the world expects Carlos and Djokovic to be in the finals.
Okay,
Yeah, but they haven't met in a final yet. Everybody wants to see that.
no,
yes, they do.
and they both have played twice. They played each other twice, and they're 1-1.
So it's going to be a hell of a match.
So I think that's what I want to watch.
I give it to Djokovic, man.
Yeah.
Djokovic pulls it off because he's mature. He's been there. He knows it, and he'll find a way to win.
He has been there. He is gunning for his 8th Wimbledon, his 5th straight. He's won 4 in a row. His 24th Grand Slam, and that's going to be the 3rd leg of a calendar year Grand Slam. He is definitely on point right now. He's not going to lose. Alcaraz, he's a smaller favorite. He should win his first match, but you got to pick Djokovic.
Can you bet
over
on?
Alcaraz.
Can you bet on matches?
Oh yeah, big time.
Like
I have
the
a
first
few.
match.
Yeah, well, Djokovic is a -600, and Alcaraz is like a -280. So they're going to beat. It sure looks like it. Djokovic has won 11 of the last 20 majors, and he missed 2 because he wasn't vaccinated for COVID. So it sure seems like Djokovic is going to win again.
-600.
And then he's going to come to U.S. and
very, very.
Like they're 100% sure.
But then he has a chance.
Well,
to
they're
win
600%.
Win the
600%.
On the women's side, it's Tunisia's Ons Jabeur and Czech Marketa Vondrasova.
Yeah, we all had that, didn't we?
Not really. No, we were leaning towards Swiatek and Sabalenka and Rybakina.
Oh,
well,
course,
none of them made it.
Of course.
Jabeur is a 2-1 favorite. Will there be an upset in that match?
I'm going to go for it. Jim.
I'm going to go for the upset.
I am too.
So what's her name?
Jabeur and Vondrasova.
Okay, but who's the one that's not ranked?
Vondrasova.
Yeah,
I'm going for the upset.
Okay, she's the first unranked
Unseated.
since Billie Jean Moffitt, which was Billie Jean King.
Was that what?
1963.
63.
Yeah,
Oh, here's a little
quite a story.
tidbit. Segue on that real quick, guys. Heard this on the give a shout out to the Dan Patrick show. Heard this though. There was a little bit conspiracy with that match with Billie Jean, and who is she playing with? It was
The guy
Bobby
Yeah.
Riggs.
Yeah, where it was a sex
Battle of the Sexes.
Battle of the
in
Sexes.
Houston.
There was a little controversy there that he tanked.
Yeah.
So she could win because of his gambling debt and stuff that was going on with him, and he tanked it.
Yeah.
Dan Patrick, give a shout out. Give a shout out to us, please, Dan Patrick, if you listen to us.
Well,
But heard that on the Dan Patrick show earlier, and I just wanted to bring it up on our show. Like, hey,
Yeah,
did he tank? Did he not?
because that's huge.
yeah, he
That's
was
a huge
very
thing.
sporting. But he had whooped up on Margaret Court earlier
Right.
in the year, like
Exactly.
6-2, 6-1 or something, and now Billie Jean beats him. And
It's like, whoa, that doesn't seem like
Yeah.
like it should happen, right?
well,
No.
You just
not
beat
the way it did.
you beat the number one person, and now you lose.
she was at her peak, and he was like 60 years old.
Anyways, let's move on.
But,
Anyways,
you know,
just square those next off the Big Rich's comment.
Well, anyway, I like Jabeur in the final. She has a variety of shots, and
Of course.
it's a dream to win Wimbledon. And she's been in the finals a couple times before in majors. And
Yeah, she
I
does
think she
deserve it.
wins her first major.
No, she does deserve it. I agree.
I think it's like 5:00 in the morning. There's
It's 8 hours later.
Yeah, so I think it's 5 a.m. our time or something.
So set your alarm, guys,
or your DVR
while you're getting ready for work.
don't watch the ticker tape on ESPN if you're watching ESPN. Don't tell you who wins while you're watching it. So that
you don't want to
makes
see
zero
it.
sense.
You can watch it later.
Don't watch Sports Center. Don't watch anything. Don't look at the crawl on the bottom of the screen.
I know, it'll tell you who won while you're watching it on your DVR. So
that would be good.
Okay.
All right.
Done it before.
So, Gator.
Yeah.
Tomorrow begins the American Century Celebrity Golf Tournament, Edgewood Tahoe Golf Course, just up the hill in Lake Tahoe.
Yeah, I'm glad I don't live up there.
It's cooler than it is down here, and I'm sure it's very nice. But you got any picks?
Tony
I'm a
Romo.
hockey guy, so I'm going to have to go with the hockey guy.
Tony Romo,
Joe
Gator.
Pavelski?
No, you guys always go with that.
Of course. Just because you always
Charles Barkley.
Oh, my gosh. Well, he'll definitely bet on himself.
Rogers.
Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers is not playing.
I'm just saying all those names.
He's too busy getting ready for Hard Knocks, by the way.
And that's
Hard Knocks is doing the Jets.
I got it right here.
Oh, okay. We're Big Rich. We'll set that up for later.
I'm going to have to go with Pavelski.
Pavelski?
Mm-hmm.
All right, going with the hockey guy.
No, why not?
Well, you know, that's
What, the ex-Sharks guy?
Yeah.
No, well, yeah, I consider him a Dallas Stars guy.
He lost in a playoff and with John Smoltz. And
Is it
Tony
true
Romo.
he has a Happy Gilmore hockey puck, a hockey stick when he's putting? Or is he going to use a regular puck?
I don't watch it, so I can't tell you.
It's
Well,
real.
why are you doing the segment?
Maybe in a practice run.
Because it's an all-star.
Gator, you're fired.
Because it's an all-star.
I don't know. I'm Corky. You're fired for putting him in charge of it, our producer. All right. Anyway, you better watch, or at least say you did.
Well,
Well, let's get through this. We get to this
little history.
NFL news, man. There's
There's better
good
things
stuff.
to watch.
Anyway, it's going to be a great tournament. Celebrity. It's up in Tahoe. It's a fantastic event. It's going to be packed. It's gotten more popular over the years. Has it not?
Yeah.
It's got
It's
ridiculous
crazy up here, yeah.
So good luck trying to find
But is it popular enough for Gator to watch it? That's what I want to
I
know.
don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Come on, pick it up.
We're trying to make this
I have better
interesting
things to watch.
by betting on it, right?
All right, well, let's
This
give
is
our
a
betting
sports-
picks real quick and let's move on.
All right.
Watching a championship.
Who's our
game
betting
is
picks?
good.
Okay.
Gator, who's our betting picks?
For who?
That's
Well, Tony and Romo, of course. You always got to take Tony.
Who do you like?
Okay.
Who do I
We're
like?
moving through the
Pavelski.
segment. We got to move.
Well,
Pavelski.
you
Okay,
guys are
great.
talking too much. I couldn't give out these great stats. Mulder won 15-17, Romo 18, 19, 22, and between you got Marty Fish and Vinny Del Negro. That's
The
a bunch of different sports. None of them are hockey guys. That's baseball. That's football, baseball, tennis, and basketball. So maybe we are due for a hockey guy,
Okay.
but I'm picking Romo. Of
Romo.
course. I'm a
Rob?
Cowboy fan.
Big Rich, you got a pick?
Tell you, Charles Barkley.
There it is. We're
Will
moving on.
he finish? He's
There
never-
is a bet on that.
I'm finishing. I'm going to bet he's going to be like Walter Matthau and the Bad News Bears, and he gets too drunk to finish it. And
His the bet is will he finish in the top 70, and it's plus 170 yes, minus 210 no, and it opened at plus 350 yes, and 470 no. So people are betting Barkley to finish the top.
Barkley bets.
He's
Barkley.
never done it before. I say no, he doesn't make it.
Okay, great.
Barkley bets.
I'm going to interject right now. Hut. Let's go, Big Rich.
well, NFL news: 8 of 32 teams will open their camps to rookies in 5 days, July 18th. That's when the
We're
first
here.
camps up. And this is one thing,
We're
guys,
here.
I can't believe this. Like everybody else, everybody has a different day that they start their camp, which is mind blowing to me. I mean, why don't you start it up now?
I think
if
they
there's
all
no-
should start the same
Just
day.
start the same day.
Yeah.
The 25th is when all veterans and everybody has to open up their NFL camps.
The Hall of Fame game is August 3rd, by the way, guys.
So that's really quick.
That's like right around the corner.
Yeah, that's 8 days afterwards.
We get our first preseason game.
So football is upon us, gentlemen. So we do have life in the sports world. Hard Knocks will be doing the Jets, as you said, Corky. And I tell you right now, it's going to be great having Aaron Rodgers. But do you guys think there's advantage or disadvantage by having Hard Knocks?
I think it's terrible. Aaron Rodgers doesn't want it. Robert Saleh came out and basically said, I know there's a bunch of teams that would love it. We're not one of them.
Well, there's 3 teams that never had it. I think it was the Saints, the Seahawks, and Washington, who might sell their team.
I don't like it. But you know what? The Jets do have final cut on the final edit.
Okay,
So they can actually say what happens and what gets.
well, they think
Well,
it's a disadvantage because you can hear the snap counts or something like that. But I'm pretty sure they can edit that out. I love Hard Knocks. If anybody, I think it's great. I thought last year with the Detroit Lions was awesome, where we learned about Rodrigo, the linebacker, and Jamal Williams give that great speech about we don't want to be losers again. And I mean, Detroit Lions turned it around. I mean, I think they were 1-7 and then ended up having a winning record. But eight of the teams have had winning seasons, and 7 of the teams made playoffs. It's not Hard Knocks, so it's not that big.
That's the Hard Knocks right there.
So some of the things we have to know about Hard Knocks is you can't have it within the last 10 years or something like that. So 2011, the Jets won the AFC Championship, and they definitely had Hard Knocks during that year. That was when they had Rex Ryan as the coach and Mark Sanchez as the quarterback, and they went to the AFC Championship game. So with that being said, you guys think that – what do you think about the Jets' chances?
I think they're going to finish like last in the division. That's
Wow.
what I'm thinking. Because I'm looking at the Bills, the Dolphins, and I think the Patriots are going to improve.
Look, they got a tough schedule, but
do you see the beginning of their schedule?
Horrible for
It looks like they're going to be 1-6.
So
No,
you're telling
you
me
know
the
what?
Broncos going to win them in week 5. You're saying the Broncos?
Okay, maybe that's the one.
Okay, well,
I forgot exactly how the schedule goes.
yeah, they do have Kansas City.
I think the Jets do a lot better than most people think, and I'm not racing out there.
Defense was
A
great
lot of
last
people
year.
think the Jets are.
I'm not racing out there to put money on them to win the Super Bowl, but
Yeah.
I think Aaron Rodgers is a bounce back year. I'm guessing 34 touchdowns, 13 interceptions, 42 to 4,500 yards passing, and Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, stay healthy, please. And they have a good season.
Looks like you're going to draft him on your
It's just-
fantasy team right now. Looks
Whoa!
like you're
Hey,
fantasy.
we didn't need to bring that up. We're not
Okay,
talking
okay,
fantasy yet. I don't give
too
a
early, but still, it sounds like 4,500 yards. You're
I mean,
definitely,
I just think he's going to have a better year than people think.
I'm thinking that's the toughest division in football. Pretty darn close if it isn't. So it's going to be difficult.
I think the most pressure on that division is Josh Allen, though.
Well, yeah,
He needs to step up, man. I mean, this dude is a stud, yet he
Him and
throws
Diggs are-
too many
yeah.
interceptions in the red zone. I mean, what is he doing?
so we have 5 days before camp opens, and I think the 2 biggest questions: DeAndre Hopkins, what team does he land on? We'll know within a week.
suppose. Yeah, that's-
I don't think he lands on any team.
Oh, he's gonna
I
pick
don't
Kansas
expect a whole
City
lot
or
from him
Buffalo.
either.
I don't think it's Kansas City or Buffalo. I think it's going to be some other team. Buffalo already said they won't
Titans.
pay him.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, Titans is one of them. Yes, Big Rich. I was getting to that.
or the Giants.
Buffalo Bills already said they won't pay him what he wants.
New
Kansas
England,
City doesn't need to pay him what he wants.
Yeah, they won't.
Titans
Needs
are the
Needs
one.
somebody.
Yeah, that's
Tennessee
my
and New
pick.
England are the ones I'm looking at.
New England is. I don't think he goes to New England because he doesn't want to deal with Mac Jones. Sorry, Mac Jones, but I don't think you're the answer.
New offensive coordinator.
You're not Joe. You're not the answer.
Bill O'Brien, new
Yeah.
offensive coordinator. The Patriots offense will be much better.
Nope,
this year.
nope.
Much
Belichick.
better.
I don't think so because you still have Mac Jones.
What's wrong with Mac Jones?
He's not
2
the
years
answer.
ago. He was just fine. Last year he has Matt Patricia as a defensive coordinator, as an offensive coordinator, and he did terrible.
I like Tennessee.
They were
Big Rich.
confused.
Okay, I like him with the Giants also. I mean, look what Daniel Jones has done with no. I mean, you can't tell me 3 receivers on the Giants right now.
So
I mean,
let's talk about the Giants for a second. What a mess. Okay, so you signed Daniel Jones to a big contract, right?
yes, it was an
Saquon
average
Barkley,
quarterback.
average at best. Saquon Barkley's sitting there, and there's
Okay, Saquon Barkley was 4th in the rushing last year, right?
1,300 yards.
1,300 yards behind Josh Jacobs, who's getting how much? $10 million.
All right.
Derrick Henry, 2nd, $10 million. Nick Chubb's, $10 million a year. So Saquon Barkley wants a long-term contract.
Yeah.
So looking strictly at analytics, not the leadership. He also catches the ball in the backfield. I
Sure.
see that. A leader, blocker, does everything you ask him. Team player, sold
Right.
out to the Giants. I mean, what kind of contract would you give him? If this is the 3 best, he's the 4th best rusher.
Maybe $1 million more. I mean,
You think
If
that
he's
he
the
doesn't
best.
want the $1
No,
million?
he
he wants a lot more.
He wants 13 million.
So, but
Too much.
if you gave him
16.
$21 million for 2 years, and that's basically
I could do a 2-year contract.
yeah, 2 years. That's
Yeah.
basically putting the franchise tag on him 2 years in a row.
Sure, I could do a 2-year
So
contract. I
wouldn't
can't
you
do
put
any
a
more.
Maybe 3, maybe a little bit
Can't
less.
do 3. Can't do 3.
I think that he's a leadership. I think that he can go a
wants
long way.
4.
It sounds
Meet
like
in the
he's-
middle. I think you got to have him in your locker room.
Then-
I mean, more than you need Daniel Jones.
Oh my gosh, why would you give Daniel Jones his contract?
Yeah.
because he's a quarterback. and
What
that's
has
just
he
the way the
proven?
market is.
What has he
Not a
proven?
lot of
The,
They overpaid. They messed up. The GM got scared.
that's the market
And now
for running
you're
backs.
stuck. And now what are you going to do with Saquon? I'm sorry.
Running backs are position players.
They're easily replaceable according to the league, and so yeah, we'll
No,
just find
well,
another guy to run.
Just ask Ezekiel Elliott. Because Tony Pollard is stepping right in.
Well, yeah, okay. Well, I don't know what the hell Barkley's going to do. I guess he's going to have to sit out to get his money.
He has July 17th.
Yep.
And
they're
not going to give it to him.
And that's exactly what he's going to do.
I think I'd see a 2-year contract for somewhere in the $20 million.
So I
heard this on the other network on sports radio when I was listening earlier before the show, guys, this morning. And that is one of the reasons why the Jets signed their defensive tackle, Williams, right? Quentin Williams, right? Because they didn't want any of that drama during Hard Knocks. Hard Knocks is starting. They already moved into the facility, by the way, today. So they're already getting ready to move. They signed him already. They don't want to deal with the drama. Could you imagine Hard Knocks was on the Giants and you had to deal with Saquon Barkley constantly?
Great point.
Yeah, very good point.
But I think what we have to look at is, the New York media, like you're saying, is very, very strong, very tough to play. But I would say Saquon Barkley is the cornerstone to that team. I think he's a team player.
I don't know how you win without him.
You got to give him something.
Got to give him something. I agree.
But, okay, so Williams got the second
behind Aaron Donald. 4 years, $95 million.
2019 draft, third pick of the draft, right?
Yeah.
So
good for them, man. I mean, they're taking care of business. They're trying to keep everything from questions being asked and just get through the Hard Knocks. All right. Anyways, let's move on.
Oh, moving on. We didn't quite finish golf because we don't know exactly when next week we're going to do the show. The British Open could very well have started.
Can I have a cup of coffee, please?
We got to make a. We're watching the Scottish Open right here.
Okay, so
we're watching the highlights, and I don't know. Do you have a pick for British Open this year?
I haven't looked at it, Joe.
Okay. Well, my guys are always
handicap a little bit.
Brooks Koepka and Jordan Spieth. I'll take Koepka.
Jordan Spieth every time.
Yeah, every time.
No Tiger.
Over there, Joe.
No Tiger.
Yeah.
McIlroy, he's from that area. I wanted to give him a shot.
Can I get Tiger to not make the cut?
He won't make it
because he's not going.
He's not going.
I got 100% right there.
But you can go.
Some long shots are hitting. Sepp Straka last week 60-1, and Ellison Corpus in the Women's Open was 100-1. So golf's very unpredictable.
Very.
So
that's
it's not going to be easy.
That's why I like those matchups.
All right. Well, we got some NBA stuff, right?
Oh no.
Let's nail it. What do we got?
Britney Spears lives up to her. Lives up to her name.
Stuff going on.
Hit me with your best shot. All right. She lives up to her name. Victor, slap your mama, Wembanyama, gets tapped from behind by Britney Spears, and the security guard removes her hand, slaps herself in the face. She says, "I stand behind all domestic violence women," when there was no domestic violence going on there.
I'm telling you right now, I'm cutting this story off.
I think it was hilarious.
It's ridiculous. I'm cutting it off. I'm sure go to TMZ, make sure you can watch it there. But I agree, it's hilarious, it's stupid, and don't tap anybody in the back of the shoulder.
The only thing more stupid is watching the rookies play these things.
Oh my gosh, I agree. I want to segue to that.
Okay,
watching Summer League is actually terrible ball. This is street ball in an arena with terrible passing, awful shooting. Everybody's trying to outscore themselves. So Victor had a terrible first game, and he comes back and has a great second.
And then he's done for the year.
And now he's done for the year.
So who tapped who? What the heck?
Britney Spears tapped the
she
French
wanted to get
on the shoulder.
On the shoulder. The security guard. Well, she barely.
It was probably tapping him more like over here.
Yeah,
touch you there.
Yeah,
and it wasn't on the shoulder.
That wasn't the shoulder. You just touched him. Anyway, she reached up to touch him on the shoulder, and the security guard removed her hand, and she knocked her glasses off.
She slapped herself.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. You don't. Hey, don't. She's a celebrity. Don't grab people.
Especially
go talk to my security guy, talk to your security guy, and let me have a picture.
Because I'm sure if she would have talked, then I had a picture and it would have been fine. Anyways, Summer League is awful. Let's not talk about it anymore.
No,
it is terrible ball, and all these rookies that we wanted to see, like Scoot and Victor and all that, are not even playing. No. So we're watching nothing, and it's just street ball.
YMCA pickup ball.
Oh my gosh, they get 10 fouls before they foul out. The refs don't even call fouls half the time. They don't care.
Ridiculous.
We're moving on.
Okay.
Any more NBA?
Oh, just LeBron says he's officially returning.
Oh, which we're talking about on the ESPYs.
What a shocker.
Yeah. Wow. So he has his whole speech. So basically he hijacks the ESPYs for his own speech, wearing some outlandish outfit.
We
remember the Miami Heat. We're going to win 7 championships. So,
he hijacked the ESPYs for his own personal speech. And by the way, I think there were laugh tracks at the end of that speech.
Okay. Well, everybody knew he was coming back. That's a non-story.
It's a nonsense.
Gator,
Yeah.
Women's World Cup soccer tournament. It's huge.
Yeah.
It begins Thursday, and we might not even have started the show, done our next
not?
show by then. So all I want is the winner of each group. All
Okay.
right? And we're in Australia and New Zealand this time around.
Gator, don't explain. Just run through it.
Run through.
Yep.
Okay. Group A would be New Zealand.
Love it.
Over Norway?
Mm-hmm.
Shocking.
Love it.
Group B, I'm going to take Australia.
Okay, that's a good pick.
Group C, I have Spain.
Of course.
Group D, England.
Yep.
Group E, USA.
Of course.
Group F, France.
Naturally.
Group C, Sweden.
Group G, yep. Sweden.
Group G, Germany. No,
H is Germany.
or Group G, Sweden, and Group H, Germany is the favorite.
There it is.
There you go.
But no.
So your upset is coming with New Zealand instead of Norway, because
Yes.
all the other ones are favored.
Guys, those are the picks for
Those are the
the
picks.
soccer cup.
My upset's going to be Canada, and we'll see how that ends up. Yeah, they won a gold medal in Tokyo, so they're probably they've got a better team than people love.
Oh, it should be exciting and fun.
Oh well, it should be. Who do you have winning it all? Gator,
USA.
USA.
But
Oh.
it's USA against the world, so
Okay. Well, they've won 2 straight, and nobody's ever won 3 straight.
Nope.
So chances are it's going to be somebody else. I'm going to take France, of course. I always pick France, and they're 8-1. Okay.
Okay, let's go.
Quick stop. The Tour de France. I just want to let people know which stages
You should let them know what
They-
channel to watch it because I don't think anybody's watching it.
USA Network.
There it is.
Okay.
USA.
Peacock, actually. Do you have Peacock?
You better
but it's USA.
put out money
It's
for
USA.
that.
It's on USA.
Yeah, I haven't been, but I watch it late at night, 11 o'clock at night, our time. And as we predicted, Jonas Vingegaard and Tadej Pogacar, the stages you want to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
They're
mountain
on
stages.
Yep.
Right?
They're correct. And then Monday will be a day off. And then the 16th is the only one and only time trial,
Individual time trial.
in which they usually do it at the beginning. And this time it's kind of towards the
Right.
end.
That's good.
And then we're back to the mountains again. Joe.
Wednesday,
is the mountains. And then Tuesday's hilly. Friday's flat.
Saturday is the last mountain stage. Those are the ones to watch. And we're going to separate the men from the boys on that. And we're going to have a winner. And give credit to American Nelson Palace. He's wearing the polka dot jersey. He's the king of the mountains.
He's doing really
Pretty
good.
amazing.
Yeah.
So I guess it's that time
It's
for
that time.
the part of the show where we talk about things that
Sure, man.
went horribly wrong.
You're either winner or loser in this segment.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's go. Let's just get into it. Run the bumper. Let's go. Run the bumper.
You got hosed.
Well, I'd say anybody that watched NASCAR the last 2 weeks got hosed. We never got to see the end of both races. Thanks a lot, NASCAR. Get your act together.
That's funny. I was thinking about doing that one too.
Well, now you have to pick a different one.
Oh, I already got another one.
Okay. Well, what is yours?
I always got them.
Get your NASCAR together.
Well,
We're gonna host together.
Sunday, Canada and the USA were playing each other in the CONCACAF.
Yeah, I watched that game.
Did you?
Uh-huh.
The USA scored first, but here's the thing, Joe. 90% of the people had USA.
Of course.
Now, when you're looking at your tickets, most of the time it's going to be 90 minutes plus injury time. So your extra time is not going to count. So what happens? You got 90% of the people on USA, right? USA scores in the 88th minute. Pretty late.
Yeah.
The first half was terrible by USA, by the way. Very bad. And then Canada, so we just need 1-0, right? Canada in the 93rd minute.
Yeah.
90th extra time.
Yeah.
Gets a penalty, and they get a penalty kick, and you lose your ticket unless you had the draw.
I'm going to spoil you because you can't cash in a ticket. You win in extra time.
Yes, you can.
No, yes, you can.
Because 90 minutes
yes,
plus
you can.
extra time is
There it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Okay.
Here's the rest of it.
All right, well, if you had Canada, you got hosed because it also, you can bet the whole game.
right.
It'll say that, to advance to the semifinals or things like that. Okay, so if you have a Canada ticket, we're going into extra time. Canada scores in 109 minute, which makes it 2-1. We're in the minute and 14th, 6 minutes left until the game is over. And then Canada scored an own goal.
They knocked it in their own goal.
Knocked it in.
Yeah.
And actually, how it was kind of neat how it happened because the goalie actually saved it, punched it right into the back of his defender, and then it went in the back of the net. So it went into penalty kicks.
Okay. So if you bet US to win the game, they won the game, but
Correct.
you lost your bet 90 minutes. And if you bet Canada,
You lost because USA won the game.
Because
So you got hosed both ways.
So you can
got
get
hosed both ways. And
The answer?
My you got host story is to anyone who expected an exciting finish. I don't know why people thought the end of the home run derby was exciting. I thought all three of the guys who had the legitimate shot, they were on the same side of the bracket.
Why would you put Alonso with Julio in the first?
It was crazy.
Come on, those are the two highest.
And Vladimir, they're all in the same bracket. So
I think it went how many home runs you hit. I think that's
Yeah.
went by how many home runs you had at that particular
right.
time of the season, whenever that
So
was,
that
that
is
Tuesday
fair.
before. And then the tiebreaker was from June 5th on, or I don't know.
Another
Whoever
summer
ended
league upset here. Brandon Miller
Oh,
out
geez.
for summer league.
up. No
That's
surprise.
another rookie out.
But anyway,
We're watching.
We're not watching it.
these sorry brackets, they guaranteed that only one of them would be in the final, and you knew Guerrero was going to win. So I didn't think it was very exciting. So
he was tired.
Anybody who thought it was going to be, they got host.
Yeah, I agree.
You got hosed.
That's it for the show.
That is. Heads up, little side note real quick. Interim coach for Northwestern will be David Braun. Fitzgerald, obviously, if you guys don't know, he's out.
Fitzgerald.
Pending
He
a
got
bunch of
hosed,
he got
Hazing.
hosed.
Yeah.
But you know
All
what?
his coaches what were involved didn't get fired, but he.
I mean,
He's the fall guy.
you should blame everybody else too, because it's not just him. If that hazing was going on, if you guys don't know the story, look it up. Northwestern hazing. Look it up, because Fitzgerald was the fall guy. Yes, he's the head coach. He takes the blame, but those other coaches should have been gone. Anyways, David Braun is now interim.
They just fired the baseball coach too.
And the baseball coach is gone too.
Yep.
So,
We got
no,
the
so
football
basically,
hazing.
parents,
Football hazing. You got, or is it baseball hazing?
it's football, and now it's baseball.
Maybe a little of both. Maybe they're
Hazing
both
is
involved.
going on out
Well,
there.
anyways,
It
parents,
involves
think about
both.
sending your kids to Northwestern at this point, because I don't think you should if they're playing sports or doing anything else, because that's ridiculous, man, what you're doing.
Okay.
Okay, anyways,
Well,
that's it, right?
I want to thank you guys. We got
Thank you,
Big
Joe.
Richard Mark. We got Gator Gates and Corky Cornelius.
And we got our studio
All our
audience.
studio audience.
Thank you.
Yay. We really appreciate all you listeners out there, and we look forward. We have to thank Rockin' Ronnie McKinnon and Butch the Butcher Roberts, and we look forward to bringing you another episode of Covering the Field.
You've been listening to Covering the Field. Email us at coveringthefield@gmail.com for all your comments or questions. Find us on Twitter @CoveringField. And of course, always check out the website for our picks of the week and updated articles. coveringthefield.com.